Okay. And then I am also going to go to my participants. Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome.
Okay, everybody. Well, we are going to get started. And I'm very excited to come to you live from New York City. And where we're getting to, be here with our little friend, Natalie Willard, who got a lot of yes, I know, I'm recording. Got a lot of tests and everything done yesterday, and we're so excited that we got good news on our little 4-year-old friend who is doing the fight of her life with this cancer journey that she's walking through. So we are just really excited today, and you guys, just makes me come here and want to challenge myself, but also want to challenge each and every one of us that are on this call to be able to truly be grateful, but be grateful enough that you also are faithful and obedient with what God has given each and every one of us to be able to make a difference in this world, because He did give us all of the talents that we have. According to my faith and my belief, every good thing I have, my Heavenly Father created in me. What I do with all of that is up to Him. And I love how John Maxwell says over and over and over again, how our potential is God's gift to us. What we do with that potential is our gift back to God. And I truly, with all of my heart, want to hear, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant," whenever I get to the end of this life, and know that I have not left one bit of potential or gift or talent that He gave me left unused and untouched, where I'm not making a difference for Him while I'm here. So that's my passion, I guess, without even really getting there. Sorry, it's a little shaky. Without even getting to the part, of the book club call that we're on, which is talking to us this week about passion. And if you guys know me at all, you know that passion is one of my favorite, words, as well as something that I truly try to live by. I think it was the very first word of the year when Tammy Clinton challenged me to pick a word of the year, and I didn't even want to do that. And then I sat and I went ahead and, reluctantly went through the process that she told me I needed to go through. And passion was the word that God gave me for that year. And ever since then, it's made me realize how passionate I am about so many things, and how it does absolutely make a difference in your life whenever you add passion to anything that you are working on or doing, or the talents that you have. When you have passion added to it, you definitely become a talent plus person, which is what John Maxwell is teaching us to be. So this book, he says, will empower us. Let me get my book. So it's a little complicated, you guys. I'm holding everything precariously, so I'm sorry if it's a little shaky. But in chapter 2, he says, passion energizes your talent. And you guys, before I get started, because I always get started and then I take off and go, I want to open it up. And if any of you, I love growing with you too, Tammy Clinton. If any of you want to share something real quick that you got out of this book, I would love to hear from you first, because I know you guys sit and you listen to me, but I want this to be our book club. And if there's something you got out of it, please share with us real quick. So I'm going to open it up to you guys. You're free to unmute yourself and to share.
Carlita, it's Tammy. This chapter, it totally reinforced what Tamerlan and Andrew were talking to us about on Wednesday night, just about the passion and the energy that we put into everything that we do, whether we're doing our presentations, we're meeting one-on-one with someone in a group, whatever. Just bringing that to the table is what is the difference maker. Right. And I think that probably heightens our sales, and it absolutely attracts business builders to us. So I just loved how it reinforced what we just learned Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's always funny how those things happen, huh? And you guys, anybody can have passion. Andrew and Tamerlan are absolutely, passion-filled people, but it's not like you have to be that, the same kind of mannerisms and things like that to have a passion. And that's what I want, you guys to share and think about, like, what is your passion? Who else wants to share? Anybody else? Anybody else? Bill, go ahead. Did somebody unmute? Philip shared with me last night, because he's following along with us and going along with us in this book club as well. And he found a post that somebody posted on Facebook yesterday. And he said, you often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. And you guys, that is so true. Whenever he said that, and he was like, this is so good for your book club call. And I was like, yes, it is. And I'm going to use that. But you guys, think about it. What's too little that sparks a light in us? Like, if you don't live out your passion every day, you're going to feel tired and exhausted, because you're running on just pure energy, and you're not running with the passion that fuels you and gives you the energy to do what it is that you're doing through your day. And if you find your passion and you do it, it's like Ruben says in the book that, the chapter that we're on, he talks about, like, he'll work until the day he dies. And he doesn't want to retire, because he's living and working in his passion, which is empowering people to develop a love of reading. And that he doesn't care if he gets paid for it, or that he's not going to make as much money doing this as he was able to do something else. He is excited that he has this energy to be able to do it, because he's living out a passion that he has for his life. So that's the kind of thing that validates what that quote said yesterday on Facebook. So if nobody else has anything to share, then I'm going to just go ahead and start with chapter 2, where it says passion energizes your talent. So if you're feeling tired, you might think about that quote and go, why am I feeling tired? What have I not tapped into and figured out and started living out my passion? And you guys, again, like I say, Arbonne is a vehicle. And we never say Arbonne is our passion, because really Arbonne isn't my passion. Arbonne is the vehicle that helps me live out my passion. And whatever your passion is, whatever your gifts and your talents and your strengths are, like we talked about last week, Arbonne is going to be a perfect fit for you to be able to live those things out, if you will figure them out. But you've got to figure out what it is you're passionate about. And if you ever ignite that, I've been talking to Sherry Nickel a lot this week, and I don't know if she's on this call or not, but you guys, she talked about how along her journey, she kind of lost her passion, and she's learned some leadership, things that she's done as a leader, that, she started this business and she had all of this passion, and then she kind of lost her passion, and now she's rediscovered this passion again, and she sounds like the old Sherry Nickel, like Tammy Higginbotham always says, that good old consultant feeling. And she was telling me yesterday, she said her husband Gannon was like, Sherry, you have it back. Like, you sound like a different person. And that is what passion does for you. So if you have not truly ever sat down and thought about what your passion is, or how you can, develop a passion for whatever it is you really do love doing with your life, that's what I encourage you to do. And there's exercises at the end of every one of these chapters that will help you discover that. But I love the first paragraph of every chapter that he starts with. He says, and I'm going to read it on page 31, you guys. He says, what carries people to the top? What makes them take risks, go the extra mile, and do whatever it takes? Listen to that, guys. Do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. It isn't talent. It isn't passion. Passion is more than a plan. Passion creates fire. It provides fuel. I have yet to meet a passionate person who lacked energy. As long as the passion is there, it doesn't matter if they fail. It doesn't matter how many times they fall down. It doesn't matter if others are against them, or if people say they cannot succeed. They keep going, and they make the most of whatever talent they possess. They are talent plus people, and do not stop until they succeed. And I'm like, you guys, that to me, I think, okay, we're done. That is everything we need to know about a talent plus person with passion. If you have your passion, you've got what it takes, and that you're not going to stop no matter how many times you fail. You're going to keep going, and you're not going to back down. But I also love that he, hang on, let me get to my notes, that he, in this chapter, if you don't know what your talent is, he tells you that how to get it, and he gives you steps on what to do to be able to find it. So on page 31, he talks about Reuben, which we talked a little bit about, and he says he's helped, he was helped by two of his teachers, you guys, that they continually encouraged his love of reading and loaned him books. And John Maxwell talks about how it's important for you to find your passion. It's important for you to hang around people that continually encourage you in helping you find your passion, but also live out your passion. They could see that Reuben loved reading and that was his passion. And so they supported him in his passion. And you got to think about it like these are kind of your steps. Do I know what my passion is? Have I discovered it? Am I working to live it out every day? And then who am I hanging around that is encouraging me and supporting me in living out that passion? And if you aren't being supported, you need to make sure you find people that can support you, because little by little, he sold over 2 million books. And that's what happens, he says, if you dare to dream. Dr. Maxwell says that. He didn't sell books, you guys. I said he sold reading. He gave people books so that they could discover his passion for reading, so that they could develop the passion too. Because if you read, you can change your life. I mean, we hear in Arbonne all the time, leaders are readers. And we always talk about, personal growth and development. But he is energized by what he does. He helps people develop a love for reading, which was his passion. So he wasn't in it to sell 2 million books, you guys. He was in it to help people develop that passion and to be able to, have that gift that he knows could help them too. On page 35, I have, your passion can empower you. It says, oh gosh, this is going to be hard. Hang on. I'm trying to do this with my notes on my phone, you guys. Hang on. Page 35, it says, your passion can empower you. Hey, you know what? I could use my notes on my computer. Have you ever known someone super passionate who lacked energy? So let me ask you this, you guys. Do you feel like you have good energy? And we also know that good energy comes from living healthy and having, healthy choices in our life. So we know how to do that. Are you living healthy and making healthy choices, living Arbonne's lifestyle with our products inside and out? And are you doing that to begin with? But then ask yourself, do I have energy? And if you don't have energy, you guys, what is it that is missing? Have you not lived out your passion? Because I love how he says he's never seen a person with passion that doesn't have good energy. And I know Linda Parker, and those, like Maxwell said his wife calls him the Energizer Bunny. Linda Parker calls me the human Rhonda all the time, her and Jackie Mammon. And you guys, it's because I'm passionate about what I do every single day. And I'm passionate about multiple things. I know people are like afraid to post on social media because they're like, well, I don't want, people to unfriend me or whatever. And I was like, one day I said, you know what? I don't really care if people unfriend me, because if they unfriend me, they're going to be, people that I probably don't want to hang out with anyway, because what I post on is what I'm passionate about. Anything you see on my social media is going to be about healthy living. It's going to be about, exercising. It's going to be about my family. It's going to be about my God. It's going to be about, what I can do to make a difference in people's lives that aren't able to make a difference in their own lives right now, like I am right now with Amber and Natalie, and helping them. Not that they're not doing their own work, but I can help make a difference in their life right now in a way that they need me to do. I'm passionate about that. And I'm passionate that I get to do it because it's what I wanted to do before Arbonne. And I knew that my heart ran into the wall of its comfort zone all the time because I wanted to go help more and do more and be more. And that is what I post on, because today I get to do that. And I want, not because I'm telling people, look at me. It's because I want people to know you can do it too. You don't have to live in a small little box of a comfort zone. You can have the world be your comfort zone if you are willing to go get in a vehicle that will break you free of the chains and the walls that bind you right now. And so what if people unfriend me? If it's people that are unfriending me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, because they see me post about those things, and I'm passionate about Arbonne and what Arbonne helps me do and helps me help other people do. If they unfriend me, you guys, I don't want to be their friend, because they're probably not very nice people, because what about my life is not good. And if they unfriend me, so what? So be passionate and have this unbridled energy that helps you go live life out large and not have to live in this small little box that you get probably worn down and torn down just because you don't have a passion or you haven't figured it out, and you're living, or maybe you do have a passion, but you're living in this tiny little box that you are having to work to break free of. Go break free out of that box, you guys. You have a vehicle to do it with. And a passionate person with limited talent will outperform a passive person who possesses greater talent. Because passionate people act with boundless enthusiasm and they just keep going. Talent plus passion energizes. And so, you guys, figure out your passion and you'll never be tired again. I go to bed blissfully exhausted. You guys have heard me say that. I go to bed blissfully exhausted every day. But you know why? It's because I've lived out a passion-filled life every single day. And it looks different every day. It always has a little bit of everything I'm passionate about it in. It has a little bit of God in it. It has a little bit of family in it. It has a little bit of friends that I love dearly. It has a little bit of me helping people in it. It has a little bit of Arbonne in it. That's what I live out every single day. And every one of those things I'm passionate about. And I live and run out that passion and go to bed blissfully exhausted every day. Can you figure out how to live like that? And I'm not talking burnout, you guys. People get burned out in this business because they're working. And that's what Sherry Nickel was talking about. She goes, you know what? I was so focused, and hear me clearly, you guys. I'm not saying, I always feel like I have to put a disclaimer in this now because I've been burned on it so many times. I am not saying don't do 8 parties or more a month. I'm not saying that. But what she said was, I got so focused on just doing 8 parties a month that I was working to do that, and I was exhausting myself every day instead of just living out my passion. Do you guys see the difference in that? And that's why I say just go do an activity that makes a difference in somebody's life. With Arbonne, sharing these products that can change their life in a good way, or sharing this opportunity that can change this life in a good way, and let your passion fly. It makes me want to cry because I love sharing the good news of hope and being hope merchants, like Dr. Charles Stanley teaches us that we are supposed to be the light to this world, the salt to this earth, the flavor that people are missing in their life. You guys, that is what passion does. And it is so bright. And in a dark world, if you have a bright passion that you're passionate about, you shine bright and people will find you. And that's why Sherry called me yesterday and she said, I have all of these people that from years ago are now showing up in my business. And you know why? Her light is on. The world can see her. She's not out there to go get just 8 parties. She's out there to go get and give this world hope and to make a difference in their life. And she can, because she has a vehicle that does that for her life, not only for her life, but for every other life that her life touches. Whether they take it or not is not up to her. Our job is to share hope with the world. And whatever your hope is, that's what you share. I share hope of a healthy, thriving, happy family. I have that with my family all the way down to my grandson, into my 2nd generation today. I share that hope with the world, that in this world today, you can have a healthy, happy, thriving family. I share hope about Arbonne. I share hope about the good news of Jesus, my Savior. I share the hope of financial freedom and time freedom and flexibility and opportunity. And I'm passionate about all of that. I do that sometimes through a party. I do that sometimes through a one-on-one. I do that sometimes by sitting in a hospital room and asking other people that are coming in to care for a child with cancer what their life looks like here in New York City, because I don't know what that looks like, and I can't imagine that it's easy. I do that every day, you guys, because of a passion. And if you will find your passion, and work on and live out a passion every day, and let Arbonne be your vehicle, because it is, and it can be. You won't ever need to, you know, worry about like where you're going to get your activity. It will come, because it will come to you. So none of that is in my notes. And I'm just passionate. You guys, you should not let me talk on passion. Let me see. If you use your talent, you are better. Oh gosh, we're back at the top again. These notes, I may not even use my notes. Let me go through my book, because it's going to be easier, I think. And we'll just end up with whatever we end up. So the power of passion, you guys. Find something you like to do so much that you'd gladly do it for nothing. And if you learn to do it well, someday people will pay you for it. And there's no fun like work. And that's what I love, you guys. People think I do Arbonne all day. And I do, because it just weaves in and out of my life, which is so beautiful about Arbonne. But what I also know is that it's fun. So it never feels like work. Or it is work, but it's fun, because it's what I'm passionate about. And I love that he says, you know, if you do what you do every day, you'll get paid for it someday. I've always had these passions for people and these things that I'm passionate about today. Arbonne just helps me be able to do it now. And because I am passionate about it, I get paid to do it. So if you will find it, you won't ever work another day. So how do we find the power of passion? Or what is the power of passion? And he says, one, passion is the first step to achievement. And he says it's difficult to achieve when you don't have desire to do so. And you guys, I talk all the time in Arbonne. All I need from you is desire and work ethic. You can't be lazy and live out a passion in Arbonne. And Arbonne won't help you if you don't have desire. If you don't have desire to change, if you want to just complain, and that's what you need to recognize. Some people want to change and they have a desire to change, like I did 15 years ago. More than anything, I wanted to change. But some people want to just complain and be a victim. And those people we can't help. I say the teacher will arrive when the student is ready. When you are ready to change, we can help you. But you have to have a true desire to change. You can't just want it and wish for it. You have to have a desire and a work ethic. And if you can do that, then you can have and do and live out your passion every day. On page 37, he says, when you want knowledge as much as you want air, whenever he did that little exercise with the guy that Socrates kept holding the guy underneath longer, he said, the only way you can achieve anything of significance is to really want it. Like, do you want it as much as you want air? And he says, passion provides that. And I did, you guys. I felt like I was drowning. I would have anxiety attacks before Arbonne that made me feel like I had no air, because my life was so messed up in all the wrong ways. And I wanted a change as much as I wanted air. And that's why I changed. I wasn't going to let anything stop me. Like he said, I was passionate about it. I found a vehicle to help me do it, and I ran with it. And I became the, human Rhonda. Number 2, he says, passion increases willpower. And he says, I used to tell people about what made me passionate, what made me want to get out and do my best. And you guys, that's a mistake that I think people make in Arbonne, is that they talk about everything that Arbonne is for them instead of helping other people discover their passion. And that's what he says. I decided to change my focus. Instead of sharing my passion, I started helping others discover their passion. And he said he asked people these 3 questions down here on the bottom of page 37. And you guys, you ask yourself those 3 questions to help you discover your passion. And you can ask yourself, other people that, or what I do and what we teach you to do and what you have the skill to do is connect the dots for people. Help people listen to their dreams, desires, and discontents. Help them dream. I did a Discover the other night, and I said, you guys, like you hear me talk about all the time, make sure your definition of success is your definition of success. Don't let it be somebody else's definition. Don't let it be, you falling into the world's definition of success. Let it be yours. Discover what your dreams are, your desires are, what you don't like about life, and then go help people connect the dots with how that is exactly what Arbonne can help them do. If you desire a healthier lifestyle, physically, Arbonne can help you do that. If you desire a healthier financial lifestyle, Arbonne can help you do that. But you got to know, what is it that people are wanting more of in their life? What do they really care about, and what are they willing to do? And if they add work ethic and desire to what they are passionate about, then they can have it too. So I just said, connect the dots and know what your definition of success is. The secret to willpower is what someone once called want power. Like, want it bad enough to work for it and not just wish for it. You know, people love what we have in Arbonne, but are you willing to do what everybody else who has gotten it in Arbonne had to do to get there? Because there's no discrimination, you guys. It's the same for everyone. And it's just finding your passion. Stop using other people's products. Start using Arbonne's products and tell the world about it. And the best product we have is our opportunity, and sponsor other people and consultants to do this with you. So 3, passion produces energy. And we talked about that, the human Rhonda. The reason Dr. Maxwell, or John Maxwell, has a lot of energy is his passion, he says. And he says that we often call people high energy or low energy based on how much they do. But he's come to the conclusion that it might be more appropriate to call them high or low passion. So do you have good energy? And what is it? And is it your passion? He says you can die at 30, but be buried at 60 if you have no energy and no passion that is driving you and moving you and helping you act and feel younger. I love that people, you know, can look at me, and even Natalie, you know, we were talking about, I was telling her I have a new little grandbaby, and I was like, do I look like a grandma? And I love just doing that because I know what it's like for kids. I mean, I remember what it was like to look at people that, you know, were whenever I was young, and now that I'm that age, I'm like, gosh, they weren't that old, but I thought they were old. And she goes, you're not a grandma. You don't look like a grandma. And you know why? I act half my age. Even though I'm a grandma and I'm proud to be a grandma, I don't act it and look like it because I have this passion and this energy that makes me look and feel half my age. And if you want to look and feel younger, get passion, because you can, and do Arbonne inside out. 4, passion is the foundation for excellence. Excellence is another word of mine that I love, you guys. Passion can transform someone from average to excellent. Passion fired my desire to achieve with excellence. And you guys, excellence is key. You know, I talk about like not being a poser, not being a amateur, but being a professional, like Eric Worre talks about in his book, Go Pro. If we work and live with excellence in all that we do in this business of network marketing, as well as every other area of our life, you will be able to attract people to that light, because again, it's passion that helps you do that. 5, passion is the key to success. Things that could have stopped you will fall out of the way. And there's a book called The Secret to Getting Absolutely Every Single Thing You Want in Your Life. And it's deciding what you want, and everything, once you decide what you want and you're passionate about, everything else that could have stopped you will fall out of the way. And this business, like Sherry's business, is going to be easier because she is no longer working it. She's running with her passion, and things that held her back and slowed her down before are not going to slow her down today. He says, I love that he says, like, people that these executives, they read about 200 executives that were asked what makes people successful. And the number 1 quality that they cited was enthusiasm, not talent. You guys, people love people with energy, because people with energy have passion. We know we can't have low energy and have a passion at the same time. And it takes more than talent to create success. He says it takes passion. So we got to find our passion, you guys. 6, passion makes a person contagious. And that belief, that when we say belief has a sound, and I said belief and passion is what builds this business, that is what happens. He says if you don't possess the energy you desire, then you need to fire up your passion. And this is how you do it, you guys. If you don't know what your passion is and you need to fire it up, 1, prioritize your life to your passion. And you guys, if you prioritize your life according to your passion, you'll be living out. And I did some coaching calls this week, and I said, what you got to do is mark out anything off your calendar that doesn't live according to your priorities. And your priorities, you guys, my priorities look just like my passions do. My faith, my family, my job that paid my bills before Arbonne, and because that takes care of my family. And then Arbonne is my next thing on my list. And I said, anything that does not feed those priorities right now, you guys, needs to be removed from your calendar. And this is where it's sometimes hard, because people say, well, I love volunteering here or working in my church. And all of those things are good. But you guys, you might need to give up some of those things and be willing to give up the good to be able to have the great and more of it later on down the road. And that's where you have to be smart. Like, this is how successful people get successful. They don't do a little bit everywhere. They work where their talent is, their passion is high, their priorities lie, and they do it with excellence. You can't do everything with excellence. You can only do a few things with excellence. And I say you can do 4 or 5 things with excellence. If you have more than that on your list, you're not going to be good at all of them. And things that you really care about are going to get left undone because you are trying to spread yourself too thin. You've got to be smart. You've got to use your brain. You've got to listen to other people that are successful and are teaching you how to be successful as well, so that you can have and maximize the gifts and talents that you've been given. Otherwise, you're going to just be doing average in all of it instead of being excellent in all of it. The next page, I don't know what I'm talking about. But 2, protect your passion and your vision. And I love how Debbie Neal talks about, she protects her passion with a vengeance, or like a fortress. And we have to. And he says the way you protect it is you identify your fire lighters or your firefighters. And he says your fire lighters are people who will go out of their way to help you keep your fire hot. Your firefighters will throw cold water on the fire of passion that burns within you. And he said firefighters use phrases, and it sounds just like our people we've studied, like dream stealers, the traditionalists, and the antagonists that we have in our life. But he says you'll hear things like, it's not in the budget. That's not practical. We tried that before and it didn't work. We've never done that before. Yeah, but the boss won't go for it. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. That's not the way we do things around here. It'll never work. But who will do all the extra work? You're not smart, talented, young enough, old enough, etc. You're getting too big for your britches. And who do you think you are? Stay connected, you guys, to your fire lighters. Run from your firefighters. And don't let them steal or put any water on your passion, because you will lose your energy that you need to be able to work with excellence and make a difference in your life and others. He says you want to create some distance between yourself and them, because they doubt and they resist change. Stay away from them. He says spend more time with people who see you not just as you are, but as you could be. And you guys, this is what I love, is that God has given me the gift, because I know that he didn't create junk. And you may not be a person of excellence right now. You may not be all that you want to be right now, but you know what? I know you can be. And I believe in people. And whenever I talk about belief today, I used to talk about belief and say, you need to believe in the industry, you need to believe in Arbonne, you need to believe in the products, and you need to believe in yourself. And if you hear anybody in Arbonne talk about that, you're going to hear those 4 things. But I added a 5th. You've also got to believe in people, because people come in here and people don't know and believe that they can do this business unless you believe in them first. And if you're sitting here telling yourself, well, everyone's just going to quit anyway. Well, I start them, but they all quit, or they said they were going to do it, but they haven't done anything yet. You know how many times a day I hear that? And you know how many times a day I see this sourpuss attitude on people's face, and yet they're trying to go out and sponsor the next person while they're letting the person who didn't do anything steal their belief, and they're trying to go out and sponsor somebody else with it written all over your face. I want to sponsor you in Arbonne, but I really don't think you're going to be able to do this. That's exactly what it looks like and it sounds like when you think like that. When you don't believe in people, that's how you try to go sponsor. And you know what? No one believes that they can do this. And so if you're out there going, sign up, but I don't believe you can do this. Even though I don't care what words are coming out of your mouth. If that's what you think and you're thinking in your head, that's what they're hearing. And no one's going to join your business. And the reason you got to back that up, the reason you will think that about other people is that you think that about yourself. And if you think that about yourself, you need to go to work and fix it. And you know how to fix it, you guys. Get an activity and start doing it. And if you get an activity and you start doing it, you will no longer think people can't do this, because you will realize when you run with a passion and you share what you love with other people, this business works. And it will work for anyone and everyone, because everyone can do this. You just have to work. So don't think you can say, well, I don't have this, that, or whatever. I'm not old enough. Don't be the firefighter for yourself and think you're going to get by with it, because it's a lie. And those are all lies you're telling yourself, and you can do it. And you will never, ever get to be less on my watch. I will challenge you. I will also help you and empower you to know your truth enough to start believing in you, so that you can turn around and believe in other people and be able to help them believe in themselves enough to do this business as well and turn around and give it away to their world. This is huge, you guys, and I hope you're listening and paying attention to what I just said, because again, it's not in my notes, but it's important. 3, pursue your passion with everything you've got. Passion plus total commitment to make it happen. When you have passion and commitment, you don't need a complex plan. And that's what I love about Arbonne, is it's so deceptively simple. People miss it. And I love how Dr. Tom Barrett says that success is deceptively simple. Success eludes people because they think it's so hard. You look at me and you think, gosh, that's so hard. And I'm not saying it's easy. I've worked hard. But what I did is not hard, you guys. What I did is what I'm sitting here telling you to do. I stopped using other people's products. I started using Arbonne. I started telling the world about it because I'm passionate to make a positive difference in every life I touch, because I love what I get to do and how I get to live and what I've learned on my journey. And I know I can help other people do the same on their journey. And I am passionate to get that out to as many people as I can before I die. That's it. That's not hard. That's all we have to do. Don't make success hard in Arbonne, because it's not. But you do have to work on you and changing your mindset and how you think. And if you will work on that, you will unlock yourself and break the chains that hold you back and expand the walls. You'll blow the walls off of your comfort zone. And that's what we can do in Arbonne. In the end, you'll be remembered for your passion. It is what will energize your talent. It is what will empower you to make your mark. And you guys, that makes me cry, because you know what? I want people to remember me for my passions. I want people to remember me as the girl that was crazy about her God, crazy about her family, crazy about her belief in people, no matter what their life looked like. She believed big and crazy big things about every single person that she got to meet and be in contact with. And that is the legacy that I want to leave this earth with, and let you guys carry on that and give that away to your world, so that we can make a positive difference, being a little bit crazy with passion that lights our fire and keeps us going all day long. So do the exercises, you guys. Find your passion and let it be the fuel that just gives you the energy to never tire of working to be your best version of you every single day, and helping everybody else learn how to believe in themselves and do the very same thing on and on and on and on again, person after person after person. That's what I got out of this book, and probably then some if I looked at my notes, but that's what you get this morning. And I love you guys, and I hope it is something that just helps you. Anybody want to share or make comments? I know we're a little late, but it's because I was having to fight notes. Sorry. And I'm passionate.
Can you hear me, Mom?
Yes, honey, I can hear you.
Okay, I was trying to talk earlier in the beginning, but I don't think you could. Maybe it was.
Sorry.
But I loved from page 42 when he talked about that he talked about the pain of regret or the pain of risk.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've been guilty of that in living small. I think he said, safe living generally makes for regrets later on. And you wish about the things that you could have or should have done. And so that kind of stuck with me is you have pain either way. And I know you've said that in some form. You have pain either way. What's more worth it? The pain of regret or the pain of risk? And the pain of risk is really worth it. And then when it comes to whatever you said, I forget where it's at in the book, but where you said I added a fifth one in believing in others, something that has just been like something that I said over and over and over again. So whenever I went region, I was 22 years old. And I know people used to ask me even back then, almost 7 years ago, oh my gosh, so how do you do it with young people? And I used to tell people, I don't believe in young people. Like, I'm the youngest person on my team by 10 years. I don't waste my time on those people. And I've carried that, well, I'll say redneck belief. And I say redneck because I wasn't willing to grow. I wasn't willing to give people that chance, believe in people for 7 whole years. And as these like millennials have been coming into Arbonne and, are doing it well because they're just passionate. That's it. Like these young girls are just passionate, they're fearless. Right. They don't have the world weighing down on them. I've been convicted. And for a second I sat there and thought, yeah, right. This won't work. Like they won't last because millennials never last. Even though I'm a millennial and I've lasted as a region, I don't believe in anyone. And I was so convicted by God, and I forget when it was, but I remember just praying and talking out loud to him and saying, oh my goodness, like, I'm so sorry I have not believed in God. I will need your help in believing in millennials because I've never found a millennial that does this well, that has the work ethic, comboed with the passion and desire to do this well. But Lord, I see it playing out in front of me and people doing it well. And I will tell you, our God is good and my God is good. And he heard my prayer. And I believe he totally has been answering that because today I have 5 brand new millennial, like girls that are at least 4 years younger than me, starting this business and doing it, being coachable. Let's just say being excellent and being coachable and doing exactly how we lay out. And I just keep laughing. And I've told them, I'm like, you're my answer to prayer. You're teaching me a lesson. But it just rang through whenever you were saying you have to believe in people. And I totally believe that it stemmed back to, I wasn't believing in myself. And I was sitting there thinking, who would do a business with me? I mean, I'm 24. I've never done a business before. I don't have a college degree. And I was letting all those dumb and just, let's say, stupid disbeliefs in my head. And that was affecting my sponsoring totally. And I just kind of decided as I said that prayer, I can do this. Like, I'm good at Arbonne. I love Arbonne. I love people. I love helping people be, healthy and happy. Why can't I go share this with others and show other people how to do that too, and find other people that way? So I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of was it's all been wrapped up in all of this. And in, maybe I'll say it, maybe I think everyone's thinking it, but I'll say it. Thinking about possessing your passion is a little intimidating. Like, oh my gosh, you are so passionate about so many things. Like, as your daughter, there's not a big enough tombstone to put all the one-liners that would, people could walk up to and know you. But what's so beautiful is that you don't have to have one-liners on a tombstone for people to remember your legacy, but to also to everyone else. And like what what he said to us at the end, which was kind of like startling to me as I was rereading it last night, rearrange your life. Like, it's going to be a little scary for a little bit because you're going to have to start weeding things out and you're going to have to start finding what makes you passionate. But everyone has a passion. So I don't know. I would just encourage everyone, instead of sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to be as passionate as Carlita. That's a lie, and that's from Satan. Find what is your passion and then go run with it and give yourself permission that it doesn't have to be Arbonne. Like, you don't have to be passionate about Arbonne. Let Arbonne be the vehicle that connects you to your passion. But we can all have the Energizer Bunny, the human Roomba tendencies like you do, but in our own way. to not feel less than, because God, like you said, God did not create junk. He created us all equal, and we all have amazing gifts that you don't possess, that the world needs from us, just like the world needs what you have from you. So
Right.
those were just
I mean, I am one person, you guys. I am not going to make a difference. You know, greatness is serving many. And I can only serve the few that I'm with. What I'm passionate about with Arbonne, you guys, is the people that it gives me access to. I mean, I probably wouldn't know most everybody on this call if it wasn't for Arbonne. That makes me passionate because you know what? It's going to help me get my light out to more people in this world whenever I light your fire with my fire.
Right.
My fire is going to light your fire. Your fire is going to go light somebody else's fire. And if we didn't have all these people that we could reach to start a fire with, our fire is not going to be that big and it's only going to be in one spot. That's what Arbonne.
Last but not least, it was just the part on page 39 on the second paragraph where it says some people say they feel burned out. The truth is that they probably were never on fire in the first place. And two things I thought about that is, number one, like Sherry was saying, like evaluate what you have to focus on. Like, what am I focusing on? More of the, you know, the process or the people kind of thing. But then also people are on, like, if you keep trying, and I don't know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but if people keep coming to you and saying, I'm burnout, maybe they're those people that it's like, let go, you know, like let them go, because if they're feeling burned out, this is not their passion. And honestly, right now, we all have to focus on finding those fire lighters and those people that are passionate about something in life to keep them in Arbonne.
I want to say something about that part. Yeah, I want to say that. Like Cecilia Stoll said the other day, and I don't know if I've shared it with you guys, but what she said, and I think I have, but she said, you know, when people ask her how she got her 12th MVP, why? You know what she said? She goes, Carlita, I said, well, I tell everybody you have always worked personally. And she goes, yes, that. She said, but you know what I didn't do is I only worked where there was fire. I only worked where there was fire, and that's where I went. I did not go and try to start a fire. You guys, that's huge. If you will listen to that and you will pay attention to that, she's telling you, Lindsay, exactly what you just said. If people, I don't go crawl in your pit with you. I'm where I'm at. I'm here every time, multiple times a week for anybody who wants to show up where I'm at and try to, you know, put their stick in my fire and light their fire off of my fire. But I'm not going to go crawl in your pit. And I love you guys so dearly. I love you like my children, most of you. But I am not going to go get in your pit. Because if I go get in your pit, my fire is not going to get enough air and oxygen, and it's going to go out with you. You cannot get in people's pit. I mean, I love Sherry Nickel like a daughter. But you know what? When she was in her pit, I didn't talk to her very much. She didn't call me, and I didn't call her. Unless, you know, we had to talk to each other about something. But it was way far and fewer between than when she was on fire with passion. And today, she's back on fire and passion. And I've talked to that girl more in the last few weeks than I have in the last couple of years. But you know what? Her fire is lit. And I don't even really have to go to her because her fire is on fire. So that's
so true. Can I add something there, Carlita?
Yes, Kaylee.
Yeah, I was just talking to my upline the other day about, you know, working with people, and she was like, well, who are you working with? I'm like, well, honestly, I'm just in a rebuilding phase. I'm like, to me, you know, there's nobody on my circle chart. And she's like, well, put people on your circle chart who have volume in the system. I'm like, nope. I'm like, to me, that's not, you know, I'm not working with those people, because to me, if they're only going to do, you know, $200 to $1,500 a month, like, that's not going to build where I need to go. Like, they're just that's a hobby for them. You know, they're just placing an order for them and their friends and family. I'm like, I'm in momentum. I'm like, I can't spend time with that. And I don't know if that's the right or wrong either, but I was just like, I'm ready to move and shake. I'm ready to move and work with people who want to go district, area, and region, not the people who, you know, are sitting there just placing a few $100s a month just to collect a check, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but this book has been good. Can somebody, I have the Audible version. Does somebody mind screenshotting that passion page and posting it on the Nation, the Boxer Nation?
The application exercises.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just this one for about passion specifically. I think that sounds so cool, and I don't have that on the Audible version.
Because this whole chapter is on passion.
Thank you. Maybe I just need to go buy the book.
Which I'll be happy. We'll talk. I'll find out what you're looking for and I'll post it for you. But I just want to make sure
Okay.
it is on passion. So I'm not exactly sure which one you're talking about. But yeah, you guys, I mean, people are going to use our products because they're great, and you can circle back to those people every now and then, but unless they are ready to do something different, they're going to keep getting the same thing and doing the same thing that they're already doing. So go find somebody who's willing to do more because you can help them do more. There's nothing wrong with that. And you're not leaving anybody behind. That's where people get their feelings hurt. You shouldn't get your feelings hurt. You're doing what you want to do. We're just doing what we want to do. And it's like, people say, people think we're crazy because we do what we do. We think you're crazy because you do what you do. I think people are crazy. They don't protect this business with a passion. I think people are crazy that they don't work this full out every single day. You think I'm crazy because I work it the way I do. But until we get on the same page, we're probably not going to help each other. We're just going to annoy each other. So do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And if you want to join me, I'm here. You never have to worry where I'm at. You never have to wonder if you can find you when you decide to work Arbonne the way that I want to work Arbonne. I'll be right here where I've been for the last 15 years. You can count on it until God takes me home. So.
Hey, Carlita.
Hi, Patty.
Hey, gosh, this whole passion thing. I'm sitting here watching Chase play basketball and thinking about what God has gifted him with, his height and everything, but it's not his passion. Like, his passion is being smart and studying, and he's playing basketball even though he's a foot taller than all these kids out there. He's playing basketball just because he wants to be around these guys, but it's just not where his heart is and his passion. But then I've been listening. I have a friend, Sam, and he was in a car accident for the rest of you, and he's been in a coma for 10 days now. He's 18 years old, and I've been on a group, a prayer group with these people who are so passionate for Jesus and so passionate that he is going to heal and that God's going to heal him, and they're just confident and passionate and joy-filled, even though they're going through this huge trauma in their life. And they have inspired me and so many other people. There's 250 people on this group. And to just be confident that God's in control and that God's got this. And I don't know what the outcome is, only God does. But gosh, their testimony through it all and their passion is it's helping so many people out there and changing a lot of lives. Mm-hmm. And I want that passion. I want that passion for Arbonne, and that this is what God has led me to. And this is my way to share Jesus with everybody.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's whatever you're passionate about. That's just a vehicle, Patty. And what you want is your passion to be so bright and light that it lights somebody else's passion, Yes. And you help other people discover that, just like they're helping you rediscover your passion for Jesus in a bigger, better way because of something hard, you guys. And it's always something hard that makes us grow. We've known that. And we learned that. Anybody else? I love book club. If not, I'll let you guys go. And next week, we're going to learn about initiative, which is good because you can't just be passionate. You got to put some initiative to it and add it to everything that we're learning. But you guys, make it a great week. Make it a great day. And just go let your light and fire shine bright enough to spark somebody else's fire out there today and this week and for the rest of your lives. I love you all, and I love that you keep my fire burning bright. Thank you, guys.
I love you.